Greetings, Seven Spot. Have we ever got a special treat for you? As I said to John, this is a unscripted, unwritten, it's going to happen whether we like it or not. This is just it's just real live stream. And what we've got planned today is I just put together some videos from our bank of hundreds of videos so that we could share them with you. And then we're going to ask some people to call in. And so I'm going to say, John, how are you doing today?
Good. I'm good, thanks. I just put my headphones on to see if that makes any difference.
Well, yeah, that always makes a difference when you're live streaming so that you can hear what's going on. How's that?
That's worse.
Is it worse? All right. Well, then, if you can hear me fine, that's cool. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the show off. Folks, we have compiled so many live streams and interviews with some terrific people. And being that it's going to be Christmas tomorrow for folks in England and in North America and South America, but guess what? It's already Christmas in other parts of the world. Already Christmas in New Zealand and Australia. And I just had a chat with a friend in South Africa. It must be drawing close to their midnight hour as well. So why don't I just bring in, let's see, a video file.
Yeah, we can see who's awake a bit later on.
I beg your pardon?
We can see who's awake a bit later on.
That if we want to get sued or if we don't want to lose members in our group, yeah, that is possible. Here we go. We're going to start this off with a bang. This is Matt Reed, who is the custodian of Low Cost 001, Ron Champion's own car that he has restored. And I'm going to play that. And in the meantime, I'm going to get online and see if I can rustle up some interest in folks who might be willing to make a victim of themselves by offering a call-in on Messenger. So... yeah. Hold your horses and keep your powder dry, folks. We'll let you know when it's time to call in.
And the low cost, that is number one, the original, yeah?
It is the first low cost number one, yep. So away we go.
Champion's book.
And... in with the well, greetings world and greetings Seven Spot. Well, Jim, that guy is blathering on. We have a great talking about how wonderful it is I can't even begin to imagine have the opportunity to talk about low cost number one. I can tell you that when I was building my car, through this book is the one I first considered to start building from. And the only reason I didn't build from that car that a few years back is Ron made the painful decision I did not believe in my technical skills to weld up. And today's guest is the custodian of this iconic car. Great. This is going to be great, but before we get started, I'm going to implore you, please hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Guys, hit that like, hit that surprise. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in Matt Reed. Hello, Matt. How are you today?
I'm very well. Good morning, Jim. You well?
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock in the morning here in beautiful British Columbia, and you're in Gloucester somewhere. A little bit. And it's lovely summer weather where you are, 24 degrees as I understand it, and rainy here with 14 degrees. Have you got all your shopping done today? So let's have a sunny time, and let's. I mean, the story of low cost number one has been truly well documented. and it's been passed into your hands. And I'm very, very keen, as I've always said, the best thing about our little cars is the stories that they help us tell. So would you mind just telling us how the low cost number one came into your hands?
Yeah, thanks, Jim. And it's a pleasure to tell the story and kind of extend the story. I hope, early days for us in the grand scheme of 30 years plus of low cost history. So yeah, my experience with 001 started from my daughter.
Wow.
So oddly enough, in the book, I think.
So John, did you get all your Christmas shopping done?
Son James was about 15, and my daughter was a similar age.
Oh, really? Is that a yes?
She said, we were having the chat as you do at that age. You got to think about what you want to do in life just a bit, so you can set your education up.
Maybe if you go to your control room on your
great, fantastic.
On your computer and
what do you want to do? Do you want to be in
volume
PR, comms, logistics, or engineering? You're good. Do your STEM subjects. I want to do STEM. But okay, so I realized the reality was she liked Formula One. I couldn't think of anything else for a career. So I got in contact with a good friend called Greg Smith. Greg races in the UK low cost series. I've known him since I was a lot smaller than I am today, 40 years indeed. Greg's been running for 10 years in the series. And
great to have you with us, folks.
Got in contact who helps you out for the racing with your
Seven Spot watching
weekend.
Thanks for being with us.
He said, well,
especially on Christmas Eve.
It's me, the van, the tools, and we all club in if something happens.
Sure.
It's a great series. So would you fancy a pit crew? And this is just in the end of some of the
COVID. Got it figured out, John?
2 years ago now. Fancy pit crew. And Abby said, yeah, okay. So what? If you want to be in Formula One, you can be a pit crew. There you go. So we drove to Donington Park in East Midlands of the UK. And we helped Greg and Abby pitted for him. I was the hand to Abby, and Abby checked the fuel, loaded the fuel, and just did everything, really.
I did a story with Matt.
Greg was very good to her, very kind. And a couple of other
wanting
drivers,
to get into F1
were fantastic.
And becoming
her, made her feel part of the team. So she knew what it was to motor race at the most basic level, but at a level, which was fantastic. So,
well, let me jump into the bit of the story that I know of. In what state was low cost 001 in when it came into your possession?
So our timing very quickly evolved from being at the low cost series and just getting the bug for it. So we just joined some of the Facebook pages. We chatted on the way back about the romance of buying a car and running a car, building a car, but just joined in to soak up some information and think about what we could do. And then we saw Ron Champion's post on Facebook.
Yeah,
where he
well, while we're watching that, I'm going to run a banner to see if some people are interested in joining us in a call.
The shed for the photos that are on, been circulated quite widely for the first time in 27 years.
27 years. So, folks,
27 years.
If anybody's out there and wants to give us a call, just to extend a Christmas wish,
and
if you're willing and sober,
but really
if you're not even sober and willing, but want to give us a call, get on Facebook, use Messenger, and look for me. Give me a call.
And he ran the engine regularly. Got up to speed. It was still had to be hot wired by that stage, but the engine would run. So otherwise, most other things, certainly all of the chrome, a lot of the paintwork had expired.
And as I understand it, there was some wiring issues, and also some locked cylinders as well.
Yeah, there were certainly sort of brake cylinders, master cylinders had perished. So bearing in mind, this is a car made from salvage parts 30 years ago that then sat for 27 years after that. The 50 or 60 or indeterminate number of years that they'd existed for meant that they were, they weren't so good. But of course, rear axles, and Ron, was a mechanical engineer and trained students in engineering, and he built a good car. The rose jointing, the quality of the finish work is phenomenal.
It's a great opportunity
the bodywork itself,
to see low cost number one.
The build itself, and a lot of the finish was fantastic.
Have nothing but great things to say about Matt Reed, the custodian of this car, and he's taking terrific care of it.
took a look at it, made an assessment about everything, and just pulled every cable
and hopefully
out,
we'll be able to do a little bit more with Matt.
stripped every
We
cable
would
out
love the opportunity to have a chat with Ron.
So, that's where we started
the
journey.
Put that together, that would be just.
And where do we go from here? Can we start the journey, do you think?
Well, she starts. She starts off her own loom. We can go and have a look in a minute if you like. Okay. The journey for me really has been, I've tried to balance out limited possible modernization as I could do. Mm-hmm. Having said that, there are some practical steps because I'm not an engineer. My dad was, and I'm from a family of engineers, but my engineering career did not happen. Many legacies have gone into getting the car where it is now.
I put some feelers out there,
my dad, who
asking for some call-ins.
Aircraft engineer on Concorde. Mm-hmm. He's lent me his tools because I've got a hybrid of all sorts of measurements and sizes and dimensions on the car. So for us now, the final step really is the final preparation. So we have electrical testing, brake line finishing, windscreen to go on, and a few fittings to go, and she should be on the road. So hopefully I can share that with yourself and the forum soon, Jim.
Wonderful. Whenever you are ready, we are ready too. So I'll let you take the lead. In fact, what I should probably do is take myself out of the picture and put you into shoulder, because this is the funnest part. This is everything that everybody has come to see.
Brilliant. Let's do that. So I'll just walk you through to the garage. I think your mic's just playing up a bit there, Jim, by the way.
My mic is phased out?
Yeah. You're there now. You're all good.
Okay.
That's just a playback.
So,
I was afraid that my mic was actually
the cameras around.
misbehaving here, but it was misbehaving there. Thank God.
There we go.
All
so
right.
In the garage, this is 001. I just pulled her to one side. Normally she has accompaniment alongside her. Mm-hmm. But here she is in a Splendor.
Looking so wonderful. What can I say?
So I'll just pick out a couple of pieces maybe that are of interest. Things like the uprights were in chrome, but obviously chrome pitting over time didn't last so well. Mm-hmm. But the chrome light surrounds come up nicely. So I haven't done things, again,
Are the original bowls?
They are everything, the original bowls. But what I've tried to do, again, in keeping with the spirit, is I've used local engineering companies. I've taken it another level maybe with using a company to actually satin finish them. Mm-hmm. And also the paint. I mean, very interesting story with the paint. I think if people had seen the pictures, a lot of the paint down the side of the car had peeled away.
Yes.
And that's because I think there was some primer used, but probably I think it's towards the end of the book production timeline. So I think Ron had run out of time. But I had a chat with Ron about the color green and said, you don't know, Ron, what color green it is by any chance? And he said with quite great certainty, I know exactly what it is. It's 2/3 of a tin of British Racing Green, British Leylands, and 1/3 of a can of Ford Capri Yellow.
Oh, okay.
So clearly I wasn't going to match that too well, but again, obviously modern technologies has meant we haven't been able to get a finish onto that. Interestingly, quite a few, and it just illustrates.
It looks like we've got a call coming in, folks.
Yellow has not
I'm going to put a pause on this.
So there are,
and I will bring in. Looks like we've got Trevor Rolfe coming in.
Well, let's hope he's better. You know, he got COVID.
Hello, Trevor. How are you? Hello, Trevor.
Hello, Jim. I'm not quite sure what I've done here. Bear with me a second. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Oh,
there you go. Look at that.
Hi, Trevor.
Oh, this is high tech, Jim. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. There you go. You're looking so much better than you did yesterday, my friend. I'm so happy to see that.
Yeah,
you got energy, man.
God, dear. That's why that last Oscar's Garage video I had to do in so many sections to have a sort of intermittent cough and everything else.
Oh yeah.
And then we redid the audio.
Yeah.
And I'm sounding a lot better today. Redid the audio.
Yeah.
And I don't know whose voice it was, but it certainly wasn't mine.
Well, can I just jump in here? Could you, for the benefit of the several people who are watching who don't know anything about Oscar's Garage, please explain the video that you just finished doing? I thought it was fabulous, by the way.
Thank you. Well, I'll just give. I'll try and keep it brief. Oscar's Garage is like a sort of offshoot of Seven Spot in some way, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we sort of do. Me and Jason, who does the editing and photography, decided to go down the classic car route. I quite enjoy in the summers going around doing the with the microphone, causing chaos, annoying people, that kind of thing with it, and we've had some good successes on the back of that.
Well, you've done some amazing stuff. I mean, your diversity. I mean, you do car shows waiting for people at the gate as they come in and following them around, straight through to museums. You do it all.
Yeah, we got involved with, there's a new car museum just opened in the town. We got involved with the guy there. So we're doing some bits and pieces there. That seems to have not got the views that we sort of hoped it would. It was interesting that it sort of told me a little bit about my own value. And I know you big it up, Jim, so I'm not going down that route. But it was more a case of I did a video. I just turned up with a camera outside, wandered around, looked at some of the cars, talked to a few people, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that video did really well. We did an interview with the owner, which we thought would fly because we got the real background of what had happened with this museum and how it come about, and it really didn't do a lot. So that was all a little bit odd, that one. But the how to rapidly get to where the video today came from was that we got to the end of September and I sort of went, we've run out of car shows. What the hell am I going to do now? Panic.
Yeah.
So in a heartbeat, I came up with this idea. I'm sure a lot of people at home will know the program Wheeler Dealers, where, you know, Mike Brewer and originally Ed China got together and restored these cars. I thought, well, I'd be interested to find out what happened to some of these. So using the power of the internet and that kind of thing, I put a couple of little videos together. And because it was 20 years ago, a lot of the cars had disappeared, that kind of thing. And stuck it up on YouTube to release one week, one the next week. Forgot about it and cleared off to Corfu for 2 weeks holiday. And Jason, who usually does the camera work, he was in Jordan in the Middle East. So didn't think any more about it. Jason got back and was frantically trying to get hold of me because I was only working off Wi-Fi and it had just taken off and gone ballistic.
Yeah.
And we got ourselves up to YouTube Partner on the back of it. And so we've been doing those. And then on the back of that, and this is where it's so important to engage with subscribers and people commenting, people come up with ideas of cars to look for. And some of them are duds, you know, they were just used once, you can't find them. But there's some that find some really interesting stories. And the two particular ones, one is the Only Fools and Horses. There was a Crayford Cortina convertible.
Yes.
Everyone probably knows Ford didn't make a convertible Cortina, but Crayford, an aftermarket company, did.
Yeah.
One was featured in this TV program, and I thought, you know, there's not much chance of finding that, and bloody hell, we did. And we also found the person who owns it and what state it was in and everything else. It was quite incredible, and that one went through the roof. And to get to your final, your first question, this one today, I'm sure a lot of people at home will know about the Lotus or Carlton or Omega.
Yeah.
And there was one particularly stolen in the Midlands.
Well, that's in itself is a story, huge story.
Well, it was back in the sort of great ram raiding days of the mid '90s when sort of Sierra Cosworths and Lotus Carltons and Cavalier GSIs or whatever were all being nicked to use as sort of, you know, battering rams for shops. And we ended up, and someone had mentioned this car, and I had heard of it before, and I've always been a big fan of the Lotus Carlton. So I sort of decided to do some digging, and it was one of those, and there's another story that I've looked at that's got a similar problem. This one, you go on the internet, there's just so much rubbish and crap about it.
Yeah.
And there was people that, you know, there were people posting on sites saying, oh, yeah, I've got it. I found it in the warehouse, but, I can't post pictures because I don't know how to do it and all this kind of crap and bollocks. And with a little bit of digging, I actually found the old newspaper reports, because this was something that happened back in the early 90s. So before the interweb was amongst us. And I found the whole story there. It was brilliant. News reports at the time. And I found just to explain, the rumours of this car were it had never been found. It had been cloned and given a different identity. This had happened to it, that had happened. It had never been recovered. No one knew where it was. Well, I found this old newspaper, and there was a picture of it having been lifted out of a canal and the roof been crushed in.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, folks, if you haven't seen this story, go to Oscar's Garage, because in itself, just looking at the research that this guy has done to dig that up. I mean, we all use Prophet Google to find everything these days. You didn't use Prophet Google to find all this data.
And just to tell you, you can really go down some rabbit holes with this stuff, because I had a lot more information, and I've become very cautious, because with all the Wheeler Dealer ones, and we've done 11 episodes of that now. All the Wheeler Dealer. Am I looking all right in the picture? Not me makeup. It's just the.
Well, you got a good picture. Yeah, there you go. You got your Christmas wreath. That's fabulous.
Yeah, very Christmassy. Do you want to really the biggest Christmassy thing that you've never seen? We've never seen another one of these, and we had to have it repaired. He's had surgery, so he's getting on a bit, but this thing is absolutely incredible.
Was that on your list?
Oh, it's a true survivor.
That, and you can get caught out, and the interesting thing is, particularly there's one car, and I've sort of unravelled what happened, and one of it was I should have realised what was going on, but through the internet, it was an MGB GT, and I'd found some posts on a website in Ireland, and this is where I don't want to put the fear into everyone out there, but just think of all the posts you put on forums and things like that over the years. They can come back and haunt you, as it has for this particular character. Was that I found in 2012 there were posts. This guy posted that his dad had bought this car from Wheeler Dealers. His mate had gone over and picked it up, and it was a great car. And he repeated the post roughly in about 2016. So I reached out for him, like I do a lot of these, and I get probably about a 5 to 10% response from people who actually will give you answers and that kind of thing. And I've learned if people won't give you answers, there's quite often a reason why.
The so many people.
When I did a HPI check, I found this car had actually been stolen in 2010. So this is 2 years before. And I also found it allegedly for sale on a website marked as sold, and we used the web archive, and that gave it a 2023 date. So I'm thinking, well, hang on, does this car exist or not, or whatever? So I emailed the car dealers and said, look, when did you sell this car? And neither of these people had come back to me. So I had to go with what I had as a story. And blow me, we put that out at 9:30. At 10:30, the dealer emailed it back to me. He says, that web information's wrong, because I had somebody come in to redo my website, and he just marked everything that was on there sold. So it was actually, and it turned out, and this is a bit of an exclusive 7 Spot. I know not the whole world's watching, but it turned out that this guy that claimed in Ireland that his dad had bought it, and it was just a complete bullshit merchant.
Yeah.
This guy had actually supplied it to Wheeler Dealers, and he was pictured in the program doing that. He then sold it as an agent after the program.
Wow.
He then sold it on commission about 2 years later from the person he sold it to, and then it disappeared. The reason it disappeared was it got stolen in 2010 and never reappeared. So, but I've got this bloke in Ireland who was messaging me back saying, oh yeah, my dad sold it about 4 years ago and all this, that and the other. And I'm thinking, no.
Yeah.
So, I've got a couple of other stories bubbling under. And you have the problem where people get a little bit reluctant to answer your questions, but you're having to ask them.
Yeah, it gives a whole new layer of vetting. Not only do you have to vet the story, you have to vet the people who are offering you tidbits to fall down other rabbit holes for nothing.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, like this one today, the 40 RA story that's out there today. Yeah, there was a guy that had posted, and it looked legitimate that he was the guy that actually lifted the car out of the canal. And I thought, what a great guy to get in touch with.
It's too bad. I mean, I saw the photographs in the video. It's just too bad that there's no more meat on the bones of the photographs. That would be in itself would have been great to have it not in black, only in black and white. It would have been great.
Well, the thing we forget is 30 years ago we didn't all have camera phones, did we?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
So, but even on that, I found somebody who claimed I posted a video of that car in the canal. So I messaged them, and I also searched on the forum. They claimed it was on, and no, there was nothing. It was just bullshit.
What a story!
I see.
Yeah, so that's a good one. There's another one I've got coming up. But as for notoriously nicked cars, that is by far the best known one. So
what's interesting is the added little tidbit you threw at the end, because not only were you satisfied with the story of the demise of that car, but you followed up to see, gee, I wonder what happened to that plate and what it's attached to now. That's an interesting story in itself.
Well, the best bit, and when I watched it back, bear in mind I was ill when I recorded it, I didn't make it as clear as I could. But the person that's put that plate back on another Lotus Carlton is the same person that had it stolen in the first place.
Yes.
So I didn't know if that came across well enough. So
yeah, it did. That's amazing.
And within the Lotus groups, a couple of people are nudging the person that owns it, and I know who owns it, and I've messaged them, but they haven't replied.
Mm-hmm.
But they've nudged them and saying, "Look, you've really got to tell this story now." And the thing is, a lot of the stuff that was in those newspaper articles is stuff that's never been put out before.
But that's what I mean. I mean, it's a terrific story. It's more than just the stuff that hits the newspaper. It is the story that our cars help us tell.
Yeah. And but there's other ones where there's the other quick funny one, as long as I'm not boring everyone at home, was there was a great British comedy series called Keeping Up Appearances.
I love it.
And the car in there was a very basic Rover 213, and it did its role in the program. It suited it was a well-played product for what it was, the Rover, for the person that couldn't afford a Jaguar.
Yeah,
and it turned out, and it was actually, again, this is where the subscribers and the commenters help you out, that I'd actually discovered that the car effectively, or that plate had never existed that was shown in the TV program.
Yeah.
So on that basis, the car never really existed. But then I looked it up on a car data check, and it was there. And I went, how does that work?
Mm-hmm.
And literally, someone 6 months ago actually bought the number plate for it, because it was one that had never been issued by DVLA.
Mm-hmm.
And so someone had bought the number plate and then went out and bought a car to fit it to.
Wow. Because
you could tell that by the sequence of dates of when it had been bought and sold. And I actually got in touch with one of the previous owners.
Well, it makes me wonder if they were a Hyacinth or a Richard fan.
Well, you think, but the other cracker was that, and again, it's this rubbish. You become very cynical about what you find on the internet. But you've got this page that's been created. It's like a wiki fan page or fan zone page or something for the program.
Yeah.
And they claimed, the original car was sold to a collector for $28,000 back in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can find no other record of it, no auction records or anything like that. So I can't make head or tail of that story, because the car that was sold wouldn't have had the number plate that was in the program anyway. So you sort of go and,
never existed.
Where do we go with that one? But that story has been replaced or repeated in several other places.
Wow.
So because people have taken the original story and copied it into others.
Wow.
So yeah, but that was that a bit longer intro than you wanted?
No, you do. You could go on forever, and you usually do. But I thought I'd wish you a very happy Christmas.
Yeah, and to you.
Yeah.
Are you moving me on, or do you want to talk about 7 spots year?
Well, no, let's go. If you've got the energy, because you're still, technically still recuperating.
Well, the only other thing is my gimbal's flashing red at me. So if I suddenly turn 90 degrees, you know what's happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the years, where we were with 7 spot, well, even just 9 months ago, 10 months ago, with just doing a few little videos and then getting the. There we go. I knew it was going to happen. Hang on. Hang on. We got something we can wedge in the hole. Hang on. I've got a duck. Hang on. God, this is all high-tech stuff. Hang on. I might have to chuck Santa in it. Hang on. Hang on. There we go. Hang on.
Jim,
God, this is high-tech. This is actually a squash.
This makes for great TV. I want you to know that, Trevor.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it does. Do you know what? Do you know what I've actually jammed in it? Is no, that's not going to work. I'm going to have to just hold it for a second. What the hell have I done? No, I don't want to search for videos, do I? Right. Yeah, I'll just hold it like that. We got the call from Westfield Chesil. I thought that was a really good start for the year.
Yep.
They were really open to us going there, very accommodating, and it was really good to see that that's just gone from sort of strength to strength, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it really did open the door for us. I mean, it was great to track down Nigel Trilk and then have that offer, and so I knew that you were the man.
I need you as my agent, I think. And then, of course, obviously, we went to Melbourne with low expectations but high return, I would say.
Yep.
Because that was a real eye-opener as how open all the manufacturers were to us, and obviously interviews with the likes of Jerry and Paul Cowland. And the other interview I thought was very good was with Pete Slater from the show. I thought that was a real great insight, and that was a literal 2-minute, shall we do something? Yeah. And we just walked down the hall, and I just thought that gave such a great insight to what was behind that show and their commitment to it as well, which I thought was really good.
It was really terrific, and they were really accommodating, both there and in the future to 7 Spot. I really appreciate their help.
Yeah, and of course then we went to Newark, which unfortunately weather-wise wasn't great, which put a bit of a downer a little bit on the weekend, but the turnout was still pretty good. But the thing with Newark is, for those of you who haven't been there, the big thing is the camping for the weekend, and unfortunately with the weather it really just didn't sort of suit that. Even me and Jason, we did have plans to camp and join in with the crowd, but we decamped to a hotel. So
well, that's camping. My wife considers that camping.
Okay. Yeah, we all have different parameters, don't we?
Yeah.
So, and of course, the one we mustn't forget there as well is Kit Fest, which I didn't get to, but obviously you did some live streaming from that one as well.
Mostly this guy on just to your left of your screen did all that. Oh, he just disappeared. That was John Minion.
I thought I was the only one here. Am I sort of taken over?
Well, the thing about it is, you're on a messenger stream and we're live, so you know how the live stream works. We have guests who are on the live stream, and John was here with us, so he just popped out, and I have no idea where he's gone. But he looked after. He loves his Kit Fest, and that's their baby.
It is, and they do raise damn good sum of money as well. So they're great guys, those the Woodcock, as I've now entitled them. And then obviously we all went off to the NEC, sort of combined Oscars and 7 Spot effort. I know you did the live streaming there, and we did a bit on the special turn that they had there as well.
Yeah.
That was fun, trying to get around all 6 halls in well, my original plan was 10 minutes. We eventually did it in 37 minutes, I think. So, which was quite lively. What else we had on this year? I think we got what other chats have we done? Trying to remember now. Come on, Jim, you're the encyclopedia on that sort of thing.
Well, I'm just before we jump into what other stuff that you've done, I just wanted to bring John back into the picture. You disappeared there for a moment, John, but we were talking about KitFest, and Trevor was saying that new cog, is that how you say it?
The Woodcock.
Is in charge of doing the live streaming from KitFest, and you were instrumental in putting that together. So we want to say thank you on that for doing that for us.
Yeah, it's a group effort. I mean, Nwugog, whatever you want to call them, Northwest Kit Aquariums Group. There's about a 10-strong admin team behind that.
Am I listening to John because I can't hear him?
You can't hear him? Well, he's got microphone problems, so I have to apologize. I can hear you, John. I'll just say thank you. Why don't we leave it at that? Trevor?
Yep.
I'm going to say, why don't you hang one of your stockings by your fireplace with care, and we'll catch you on the other side of 2023. How's that?
Sounds like a plan. Just a quick thank you. I'll get told off for pointing, but really is out to the guys there, for everyone who's come on board, particularly on the YouTube channel this year, and supported the videos we've done and talked to us at shows and been to Malvern, Newark, KitFest and so on. Brilliant. Thanks, guys, to all of you out there. It's really appreciated. Keep saying hello. We love to see you and talk to you.
Yeah, it's perfect. Have a very happy Christmas tomorrow, and we will see you on the other side of 2024.
Brilliant. Take care, Jim. All the best.
You bet. Bye now.
Cheers, John, if you can hear me.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers, Trevor.
Well, John.
Yeah, I'm back.
Now I'm actually I've got a call from asking me when I can call him, so I'm going to call Raphael Tomas.
Can you hear me, Jim? Can you still hear me?
I can hear
Jim?
you fine, but yeah, I will say this again, that we're going to have to do some planning with your volume levels. It's just like your microphone is so low. We have to adjust the input levels. So
yeah,
we'll have to. It's a work in progress, and you and I are a work in progress, is what I have to add. So here we go. See if we can bring him into the picture.
Yeah, I think the problem with the sound as well, I don't think Trevor could hear what I was saying. So we'll look at that as well.
I don't know exactly what that was about.
It's possibly because it's going through Messenger.
Hello, Raphael. Can you hear us? Are you there? Okay, hang on a sec. I'm bringing you into the stream. Can you hear Raphael, John?
No.
Okay, hang on just a sec. We'll bring him in. Let's see, how do we do that? Oh, yeah, this is how. 1 second. Share screen.
Is this on Skype?
And
it's Skype or Messenger?
No, it's Facebook Messenger. Yeah. There we go. Raphael, how are you today? Can we hear you? You want to say hi, Raphael?
I can't hear him.
Are you there? Can you hear Raphael, John?
I can't hear Raphael. No.
Raphael, I'm going to call you back. I'm going to try this one more time. Hang on a sec. No, wait, maybe I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing that. It's new technology, folks, and I am an old dog, and I'm trying to learn new tricks. It's definitely a work in progress.
I think it's because we're trying to channel everything through StreamYard, and then we're going out on Skype and then on through to also Messenger.
Yeah, but I'm not using Skype. I'm using Facebook Messenger, so it should work.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try this one more time and see if how I can do this. So bear with me, John. While we got you there, we were talking about Northwest Kit Car Owners Group, and most recently you did a charity run. Where was that, and how did that work out?
Yeah, it's not the final charity run, but every year at Christmas we do what we call a Santa run out. So everybody dresses the cars up. We have permission from Chester Police and the council to go and park up in Chester Town Centre. So we get the fundraising buckets out. Last year, I think from memory, the charity buckets totaled about £762, something like that. They're all in sealed buckets, all numbered. Normally from Chester, very generous people in Chester. We know if it's been a good day because we kind of like go and park up and the buckets aren't that heavy. But at the end of the day, when we come to pick them back up again, they are really heavy. So it's normally, I think, about £400, something like that, just from that Chester Day out. They then trundle on down to Clare House and we hand the buckets over. So we don't actually know what is in those charity buckets until Clare House has actually counted it, which will be later on in the new year. And then obviously back in probably August, September, we will do the final run out. And then donate or do a transfer for the total amount that we've raised, which we did. What was it? I think it's about 8,000. I think I've got some notes somewhere, or did have. I think it's about 8,000 or just under £9,000 we raised in total last year. It kind of like a year behind. So 2023 amount that we've raised will be donated in 2024. So it does get a little bit confusing on the dates, and I'm an accountant, so it still confuses me.
Well, it looks like we're having a little difficulty connecting with Raphael, but I'm going to say, Raphael, if you can hear us, call in using Messenger, and we'll put it together. You know what? I'm very keen. I'm very keen to see if our friend Paul Wild is sober, sober enough to speak to us. I'm going to see. This could be a disaster. He may be the last time that we actually get to speak.
I've seen Paul and Craig, and I think the last time I saw them, they were going shopping to Asda or Tesco, and the place was absolutely heaving. I think it was last night. I think it was. They put something up.
Well, let me just try this.
This video, yes.
The message says, "Are you sober?" And hopefully we'll get something coming back.
Get Paul, yeah. Because he's obviously we've got that mini kits, mega mini kits coming on at.
Well, that's exactly why I'm very keen to speak to him, because Craig had mentioned that they've got an announcement coming up tomorrow, and I want to find out what it is, and perhaps we can get some insight from Paul tonight. But
try and get some insider information.
Yeah. But it looks like his line is down because they're not getting any active sign on Messenger. So there you go, kits and minis. There you go.
Yeah, this is the January edition of Complete Kit Car magazine. So yeah, kits and minis in there. You won't be able to read this because my camera is pretty poor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. There's a great. Oh, hang on, this is all the wrong way around. There's a great write up there, pictures and so on, in Complete Kit Car magazine and what's going on at Kitfest. So we obviously subscribe. We get it delivered to our door because it's cheaper that way because it's free P&P. And I'm pretty sure there'll be other articles as well that people will be able to see in Total Kit Car magazine, which we subscribe to that online. There's an online offer in there. So both brilliant magazines, a lot of information in there. Both follow all the club scenes. So if you want to know what a particular club has been going on or what runs they've got planned out. Just have a quick look at them. They're now listing all the full kit card dates and show dates as well in there, which, well, it was in the January edition. But yeah, well worth subscribing if you don't already.
Well, folks, I'm putting out this request. If anybody's out there and you want to speak your mind, it's an opportunity. Just give us a call. I'm going to try giving Raphael a video call. See how that goes. What do you think? Can we get into trouble with that?
That might work better. No, that should work better.
Well, we'll see.
You can always
I might lose a friend.
You can always turn his video off. You can always turn his video off anyway.
And I'm going to do it this way. Try. And I'm going to take that one off, and I'm going to call. Here we go.
Normally I can hear you dialing out, Jim, and I can't hear anything at my end.
Maligayan Pasco, my friend. Maligayan Pasco, how are you? Hey, one moment. I got to bring you into the picture here. I have to find out how to do this. It's all new technology, and I'm old. Yeah, wait, hang on, John.
Can't hear him at the minute, but yeah, see if you can bring him in.
Here we go.
There we go.
Tomas, how are you today?
Hey, Jim, I'm good. I appreciate you reaching out. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you do me a favor? Can you turn your phone sideways? There we go. That's perfect.
There you
How
go.
are you doing today?
I'm all right. Not much going on by way of 7.
That's all right, but you do have, this is a secret. This is something that you and I are keeping under our hat, but you've got a nice little project that you will be doing, and I'm going to be keeping in touch with you on that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's not really a secret, but yeah, but it's there. It's still in its crate.
That's fabulous. You're getting a good picture of the interior of your palm.
Oh, you're reading my fortune. You're reading my future.
That's perfect.
It looks good.
There you go.
So can you hear John Minion on the other side? I'm interested. Okay, we're going to have to work on your input side there, John. We'll work on it. We'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
But that's too cool. So this is my good friend, Raphael, who I have had contact with for a very long time, even to the period of time when I was building my 7. At that time, you were living in Richmond, BC, and I was building the car in Vancouver, BC. And I know that shortly thereafter, you had the opportunity to pick up shop and move to a different part of Canada. So is it safe to ask where you're located now?
Well, I'm in Halifax.
In Halifax, eh? That's cool.
Nova Scotia, yeah.
Yeah. And you've started up your own business there, and I hope things are going well for you.
It is, yeah. It is working out okay.
It's
fabulous. Allowed me to, get into the 7s more in depth.
Yeah. And for those of you who are not aware, Raphael is a 7-head extreme.
Oh, am I? Okay, I guess I am. I don't know who's there.
How many low costs have you built?
Kits about 37, and then turnkeys maybe about half a dozen.
Wow.
Yeah, we tried to mass produce kits, but yeah, there isn't much of a market.
No, and this, when you say you mass produce kits, that's obviously not in Canada. Where was that happening?
I was still in the Philippines that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Fabulous, fabulous having you as a friend. This is the first time I've actually had the opportunity to do a video with you, and it's great. It's absolutely fabulous.
All right.
Yeah. So with that, I mean, Hey, you've got your family with you, and I'm going to say Maligayan Pasko, and I'm going to follow up on the other side of the new year, and I'll say Maligayan Bagong Taon, and
right,
and
you got me fooled.
And I'm going to let you have a wonderful time with your family. But thank you so much for sharing the time with us tonight.
All right. Thanks, Jim.
All right. And
thanks, everybody.
Yeah. And once you do get into your project, when you have the time and the inclination, please keep us involved, because that is a fabulous, fabulous story that you've got there. Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Okay. Cheers. All right. Bye, my friend.
Bye.
I'm intrigued now, Jim, as to what Paul's getting up to in this new announcement, because I did see it going out on the Mini Kits site.
Say that again.
I'm intrigued now to see what Paul's going to be announcing. I did see he put something up on the Mini Kits.
He did put something up.
Yeah. He wouldn't tell me what he was doing. It's obviously not Kit Fest, because that's already out there, and there is a video on Mini Kits, but that's hoping to be the largest gathering of Mini Kits ever, hopefully in the world. But obviously it just depends on the weather and who turns up. So yeah, we're hoping for a good turnout for that.
And you're talking about Kit Fest.
Kit Fest, yes. It's the same weekend as Kit Fest.
Yeah, I had no idea about what was going on with mini kits. I was blown away when I first found out about mini kits, and at the NEC, and seeing all those amazing cars with every description humanly possible. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are Barry Stimpson designs as well, like the 6-wheeler Stimpson Ferrari. Is it a Safari? Just when you look at it, just an amazing car, six wheel. Okay, it's still only 2-wheel drive, and the rear wheels are just trailing, as it were.
Yeah, but there's the Scorcher is the one who gets me.
Oh, the Scorcher. Yeah.
How appropriately named.
Well, Steve Hole from Total Kit Car magazine, when he did a review, he turned around and said it's the maddest thing he's ever seen, maddest thing he's ever driven. And Barry Stimpson turned around and said, well, it was the one that didn't sell that many of, but literally it's got a mini engine in the same format, crosswise, and it's basically a 3-wheeler and just absolutely mental. You can get 3 people on it as well.
Yeah. I'm scared to even look at the pictures. I can't imagine roaring down the highway on that. And I got a message from on Facebook user saying, "Jim, how you doing?" And I am doing fine, guys. This is Christmas Eve, and I'm here in the basement of palatial 7-Spot Studios, and my darling wife is upstairs fixing her own breakfast, and it's just such a treat to reach out, because you know what? Not everybody's got the big family thing happening. I mentioned before, sometimes Christmas is not always the most fun experience, so it's great to be able to reach out sometimes. And we got another caller, so hang on a sec. I bring in. Hi, Dave. Hang on a sec, Dave. I have to put you into the picture. 1 sec. Again, old dogs trying to learn new tricks. There we go. Hi, Dave. How are you?
I'm good, man. Hopefully you don't have double audio. I didn't bring all my headphones and stuff.
No, you're doing fine. You're doing great. So I just wanted to say Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, man.
Yeah. Well, I loved your little add to our little video that we made and put up yesterday. That was fabulous. Now, I have to ask you, with that can of Gulf oil, was that really a can of of carrots wrapped with it?
It was Bush's baked beans. But I I put gaff tape on the top so it'll at least look dark. It's still new. It's still on the table.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It was totally brilliant.
Well, you look well on it. I did like the piano playing as well.
I was worried. I was like, man, I played a fat wrong note, and I was like, oh, geez, Jose's gonna know. he didn't say anything, so I'm all right.
Well, it's so great to have you with us, and I'm surprised that we've got this technology happening and it's working for us. Hey, got another message here coming in. And wait a sec. It says, it's Scott here from Aberdeenshire. Kit Car Runs. Merry Christmas to you and yours. Well, thank you, Scott. Really appreciate it. And same back to you. Tell me, go ahead, John. You have got to say that again.
I'm trying to think what car he's got, but I've seen from the weather forecast he won't be going out in it because snow's forecast. Like within the next.
Oh yeah,
days.
Oh yeah, John in Aberdeenshire. Yeah, I should think so. Having said that, how is the weather in Tennessee?
Oh well, it's probably fine, but I'm in Arlington, Virginia, at my parents' house.
Oh, okay, so cool.
Right outside DC, like close enough to see the Washington Monument. It's fine here. I guess it rained last night, and people come to town tomorrow, and then the next day, and then we'll head back.
Yeah, it's a panic, isn't it? Every year it's a panic. So I find anyway. It seems like I've mentioned it before. It's like reaching the event horizon of a black hole.
Yeah, well, I haven't known what day it is since last Friday when school ended. So. Yeah,
I went shopping yesterday for food things and that sort of thing, and I could see the panic clearly etched in not everybody, loads of people's faces. They were literally, they could see you ahead of them, but it wasn't registering. You were not. You were an icon. You were not a human being. It was like.
Let's put it this way: it was all males.
Everybody's an NPC this week.
Yeah,
just on autopilot.
Absolutely, and hoping
it's fun to watch. It makes traffic a little tricky, though.
Yeah, you know what? We're prepared, and so I was watching this with great amusement at the shopping hall, and I had the opportunity with a couple of people to just stop and say, take a deep breath and let the panic begin. It's just
yeah, we ran out to pick up a last couple things, and you could tell this lady and her husband were really having a time at the grocery store.
Oh no,
she was looking at, shaking her head. I was like, hey, it's gonna be fine, you're already at the grocery store. You can get whatever you want.
Yeah,
you can only forget it from here on out.
Yeah,
you're gonna be fine.
It is just another
go ahead,
day
John.
At the end. It is just another day at the end of it. It's just another Sunday lunch, if you were.
Well, Christmas dinner has its own event.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. So we got another Facebook user is commenting in. It says his Christmas message is, "I've got a Megabusa." Wow, that's great. Nice. I'd like to say I concur with that. I don't have a Megabusa. I just have a Hayabusa powered Demon Motorsport SR7, and it's not a Megabusa, but it's been cammed, and it goes like a scalded cat. So it's
it just says, "I've got a Megabusa." Has he just seen it underneath?
So is the Megabusa? Was that one of the Westfields?
Yeah, that's a Megabusa. Is their brand? Yeah, that was a great. I mean, it was probably one of the cars that got me interested in bike engine cars. I mean, I used to follow Fluke racing, and of course there's all those wonderful bike engine cars, and of course for me at least when it became real to me as I went to an auto show in Vancouver, and the Caterham dealer, we had a Caterham dealer on Vancouver Island, came with his Hayabusa powered Caterham, and I wanted it desperately. And so I asked him, I said, could I purchase one? And because I want to do a kit project with my kids, and he took my name and number. We had a conversation. He let me know that as a distributor for Caterham, he couldn't sell it to me in kit form, but he could sell it to me unassembled. And I thought, this is great. How much would that be? And he said full price.
Yeah, it's weird. Like it's even when you try to buy it unassembled now, it's like $2,000 less, or something. But that's still full price.
Yeah,
$30,000 or more.
Yeah,
I just rewatched something, maybe like JM when he did his 310R review. He's like, well, this one started at 30,000 pounds, but as it sits, it's like 41. I was like, man.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's pricey.
Yeah. Well, but as for me, I just went looking for alternatives, and I found the low cost one. And I'm so happy I did. It's just, I mean, I'll never sell it. Of course, it was the project with the kids, so that, and it came with an instruction manual, which I wouldn't have gotten if I had built it from the Caterham, because he was just going to provide it to me unassembled.
So is Demon Motorsport, is your kit associated with Demon Tweaks?
No, it was, it's now a defunct company, Canadian kit car company, D-Man, it's a D-E-M-A-N, which is an abrogation of the name Daniel Mann.
And the chassis is loosely based on an MK.
Very, very, very similar, but there are some differences, John, but very, very similar.
That kind of chassis rails and so on.
Yeah, you and I are distant cousins, John.
Yeah, but yours is working.
Yeah, I just figured out that probably my engine weighs, without the transmission, my engine is already probably 140 pounds more than your engine and transmission.
Yeah, mine's 163 pounds for the engine transmission together.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Mine, I think I just watched somebody weigh their K series the other day, and they said without the trans, it was like 328 or 340. I was like, holy cow, I thought it would be less than that. I thought for sure it would be in the high twos, just the engine, but it could be with accessories and fluids and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, but I'll lose weight. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think it depends if you've got like roll cages on as well. I mean, our MK's just got the single roll hoop at the back, Yamaha R1 bike engine, and that's come in with half a tank of fuel, 490 kilos, whatever that is in pounds. So yeah, swapping. It did have a 2-litre Pinto engine, and swapping out the Pinto to the Yamaha R1, that saved us about 90 kilos. With slightly more power as well, because it's been the bike engine's been tuned a little bit, shall we say?
Yeah. Well, it's great fun. I mean, it takes a little bit of a transition to learn to drive them, because the experience is different. I mean, let's face it, they were designed to pull on a motorcycle frame and not lug around a four-wheeled car frame, and so there is additional stress put on the transmission springs primarily, and as well as the transmission, and just like it's a different beast, but
definitely
great fun.
We were surprised because it's obviously.
Do you guys have like shift fork problems more often than?
Yeah, I've changed mine. Yeah, the shift fork problems are hollow. And that's the problem, is they cavitate with pressure, and so I've changed mine to solid. I mean, you can get solid shift rails, and so that eliminates that particular problem.
Yeah, we were surprised on our MK as well.
There's a lot of solutions to all these little things.
Yeah, and all of those solutions add weight. And the other thing with the with the clutch is the clutch comes in an aluminum housing, and when I got my Hayabusa engine, that was the part that had broken because this was a drag bike. That's how I came by that engine, and that had completely exploded. So the fix is getting a drag bike. I guess
clutch basket.
You got it. There's the word I was looking for. And they're steel. They add a little bit of weight,
Yeah. We were surprised on our MK because
two and a half of the two bikes.
Yeah.
So it'd be all right.
Yeah.
But I wondered about that. I was like, the wear items, you can throw new friction discs and steels in it all the time, but I guess the basket where it has,
that's where
all the keys get moved about.
Yeah, and that's where the rubber no longer hits the road for it. With the fellow who owned my bike previously, it just exploded, and he went into the ditch, and the bike was destroyed, and I bought his engine, and I'm so happy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to talk with the guy that was on with our other conversation about finding drive shaft solution.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another guy in the group. I think he's in 7 Spot. Philip, who I met. I think he's in North Carolina. He might have an extra. He has an S2000 transmission that's broken, and I may use that to make my shifter extension.
Oh, okay.
So I just got a message from him minutes ago. He's like, "Do you want that transmission?" I was like, "What are we even talking about? I don't remember anything about an extra transmission." But they're so expensive to buy. Even like used 100,000 miles on them, people still want $1,800 for the transmission. That's crazy.
Our Facebook user says he's about 512 kilograms with his boost and 170 horsepower. Gen 1. Mine's a Gen 1 too, and it all horsepower is where's the horsepower found? Is it found at the wheels? Maybe not. But whatever the case is, they're quick, really, really quick.
Yeah. We've got 163 brake horsepower.
Yeah,
at the rear.
So I think the thing that I'm looking forward to the most is having the feel of a very fast car.
Yeah.
For the price of not a very fast car.
Yeah, and what I enjoyed, being that mine is it's a low cost, and of course it's built mostly from salvage parts. It's wonderful when you do get into those situations. I don't know why the guys with the Ferraris and the Porsches like to challenge you on the road, and
they've got no chance, absolutely no chance.
Yeah, and then I just like the point of realization that shows in their eyes as they're overtaken and they realize that they've just been passed by a collection of used motorcycle and car parts.
Yeah.
It's a nice feeling.
Definitely. And you can get them in the corners as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I've had my opportunity to be a hooligan. Now I'm a little bit more sedentary as I drive my Busa, but from time to time I have my moments. So Dave, you're on Christmas vacation now, and then you'll be heading back to Tennessee in the new year. And I'm looking forward to catching up with you and seeing what you're up to in your shed. Oh, I think our Facebook users is responding to what I said. That's what I love. The looks on their faces are priceless. Yes, it is totally priceless. It's great. Yeah. So with that,
I'm probably going to have to go and do something.
Yeah, and I was just going to tie it up and say, have yourself a happy new year, and we'll see you on the other side of this black hole called 2023 as you get spit out into the far side of the universe in 2024. I wish you and your family all the best and look forward to seeing you at 7 Spot.
Yeah, man, you too. Everybody have a good one.
All right. Cheers.
See ya.
See you.
You bet. Bye now.
24. Cheers.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just too good. Well, we've been on for an hour. We got started with a little bit of was a little bit of a show about, or not a show, but a little bit of a video about low cost number one. And I never expected this to take off the way it has, John, but it has. And we've got,
Christmas as well.
I've got another comment from someone on Facebook. Another Facebook user. Hope Christmas and New Year are good to you all. Thank you so much, and we wish you the same. Gosh, this has been great.
Yeah. Cheers, Jim. Again.
All right. I think I'm going to end it there, and I'll just say, be seeing you, and I look forward to working with you. We got a couple of things planned. We'll just leave it at that, and so you have yourself a happy New Year, John, and we'll talk later.
Yeah, will do. Yeah, be seeing you.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers, Jim.
Bye now.
Jim.